What is going on, guys, and welcome to a series that I've been doing like weekly now, which is honestly my favorite thing about this the weeks to come. Like, it's just doing these because it's fun, because a lot of cool stuff is happening in like the world that is gaming at this point, because I think E3 is coming up and people are like, oh shit, better get people's whistles wet. First off, we're gonna be talking about Assassin's Creed. The new Assassin's Creed is gonna come out. Voice Mad, what is it exactly? Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Thank you, Voice Mad. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. And then we're also gonna be talking about things like Destiny and The Wicher and what I'm gonna be doing with those games, and also what to expect this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, things like that. I want to test out some things, and they're gonna be we'll talk about it then. But I basically want to test out some things, different types of videos, and I want to get into the motion, and I'll talk about that. I'll talk about The Witcher. Anyways, so, fuck that. That's the other side of the video. This side of the video is, holy shit, Assassin's Creed just got its new trailer. I hope I'm showing you guys gameplay of that. And it looks pretty damn cool. Now, I just want to talk real quick about the mass amount of hate behind this. Now, with everything being said, I do not really like the last Assassin's Creed that came out. It was just not for me. I feel like a lot of people think this way. A lot of people hated was it Unity. A lot of people hated Unity, not just because of the game itself, but mostly because of the awful bugs that were thing. Like, basically, Ubisoft released a broken game, in a nutshell. A broken game, which is shitty, which is really shitty, because, like, you know, you should not ever see your character without its face. You should not just see his tongue and his teeth and his eyes. That should never be a thing that should happen in coding, but it did, and that really ruined a lot of people's experiences, just because it's the first 10 minutes of the game. The first 10 minutes of the game are supposed to pull you in, not make you feel like, oh, what the fuck, dude, this shouldn't happen. Kind of takes you out of the universe too, which is kind of what Assassin's Creed games are made up of, is just the worlds that they are able to create and bring back to life. To have a bug happen is really takes you out of the game, which Assassin's Creed games have always had bugs, but they're more so like an enemy like flopping, like a dead body just randomly jumping into the air, which is funny in its own right. It's something you can laugh at. It's not even a bug, it's sometimes a treat. But anyways, Unity had a shit ton, and I mean a shit ton of bugs. But the thing that I hated about it was not the bugs so much. Honestly, I dealt with some bugs, and then I said, you know what, I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna keep playing. I'm gonna wait. So I did. I waited, and every bug, well, most of the bugs got patched, and most of the areas were kind of optimized, so it could keep 30 frames per second without dropping, which that was a massive problem for me. It just really fucked my experience, because when you're doing parkour, you need to have steady frames in order for it to look really good, instead of your character being like, boom, up thing. Like, it should be like, boom, lift up, not boom, teleport up here. It's just weird. Anyways, my problem with Unity is that they took away a lot of the stuff that made Assassin's Creed great, which basically, in my opinion, they took out a lot of stuff that was in the game prior to everything, which is a problem, because, like, you know, if you add something to a game, make that an add-on, just so if anyone wants to complain, there is still the base game there. You know, if you want to add multiplayer stuff, cool, but make sure the base game is there, unless you're known for multiplayer. But anyways, one of the things I couldn't stand was the fact that they took out stuff like just simple things that made Assassin's Creed fun for me. For instance, picking up a body and like hiding it or whatever, things like that. The ability to feel like you were an actual assassin to the point where you could like dual kill two people in the same second was amazing to me. Like, if you played Connor, there'd be like a row of dudes ahead of you, and you would just juggle your blade in their throats, and they died, and you felt like, you know what, I was raised by people that kill people for centuries. You know, I should be able to know this. They should have that knowledge, which is cool, because that's in a sense the essence of Assassin's Creed. It's just brutality, but yet sleekness, and that's what kind of an assassin is. At least that's what they make it out to be, which is amazing. The fact that you can do those kinds of things, and in Unity, they just stripped you bare. They were basically just like, you know what, you're kind of a bitch. You're kind of awful. You know, even if you have the greatest gear, you know, the best armor, the best weapons, you can still just get like monkey punched in the face easily. Like, for instance, I bought all of the stealth gear for my assassin on Assassin's Creed Unity. He still was getting hurt. If you get a 5-star rating on everything, like if you max your character out for stealth, you should not be able to be heard at all. You should be able to basically ghost behind some. Like, the only thing a person should see you is when they're looking at you. And even then, it's a stealth game. Make your AI dumb, because otherwise it's just stupid. Like, it's not fun playing with a person that can hear footsteps behind him. And it's like, oh, what's that? And then it's like, oh, your stealth is stupid. No, you gotta have a dumb AI. Well, not dumb, but just oblivious AI for a stealth game. In my personal opinion, unless you want to have fun with it, You could be an asshole and be like Dark Souls, which not Dark Souls don't even really have a stealth thing. But anyways, so that was a massive problem for me with the whole Assassin's Creed Unity, was just the fact that the bugs didn't really bother me. I took a break, whatever, but it was just the fact that they took more out of the game than they ever added in, and the main appeal to Assassin's Creed games for the longest time was the single player experience, and they're trying to jam multiplayer in that in your throat. With that, and I just, not my kind of thing, and it really feels like they focused more on that aspect, which is fine, because Unity that was its main attraction for some people. Not for me. Assassin's Creed games have always been lone wolf for me. I just like that kind of gameplay, like experiencing that world by myself. Then again, I haven't really had someone noteworthy to experience it with. Maybe if you have like a significant other, you could maybe have a good time with that. Although I don't know, because the storyline is, you can only do it with one person, so I don't know. Anyways, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about Assassin's Creed London Edition, let's call it that, which was basically, that's where it is taking place, is London, I think, with Big Ben and all that kind of stuff. I'm assuming that's going to be one of the landmarks in there, and it looks perfect, for me at least. For some people, maybe Paris was your thing, where it's like, you know, lots of, like, you know, vibrant colors, you know, people wearing fucking weird wigs and shit. But this is the era of industry, which is my favorite thing. It reminds me a lot of Fable. And it's basically where they're just wet, gritty tiles, you know, everything looks like it's ruin, you know, just like the dark, gritty side of things is really cool. But also on top of that, it looks like our assassin is a motherfucking assassin again. So it's not like, it doesn't look like it's gonna be like just this pussy who's just like, oh, I can barely fight, you know. It looks like this guy can actually, like, it shows gameplay footage, and some people were critiquing it, saying that, like, you know, it looks glitchy, like to the point where it just looks like your combat is sped up, which I kind of get, but also I just think is better. I like fast-paced momentum. I really like that we're playing a character again that is really fast. He's not Connor, which is just like a big hunking dude who's like boosh, boosh, like you can feel him throw his weight around. We're playing a guy who's just fast, and he has brass knuckles, so he can just like break open someone's face, which is just top notch to me. The one thing I gotta say that annoys me, and it's always kind of been a thing with an Assassin's Creed game, is I hate the hair situation going on, and the fact that, like, the face and the head. Like, another thing that I just don't like about some Assassin's Creed games is the characters that they make. I liked, what's his name? The Black Flag guy. Really cool. You kind of relate. You know, he's kind of got that, you know, selfish bit of attitude. Kind of get. Ezio, my favorite fucking assassin of all time. He's just that kind of, we got to see him grow up, which is a massive thing. I don't know why Ubisoft has not done that. Like, showing a character from start to finish all the way up again, because frankly, it's not enough time to get attached to a character or even to like a character. Like, you're showing me Connor, who is like an emotionless person that lost his family. Sad, I don't really attach myself to that character at all. You show me freaking, what's his name? The French guy that we played in Unity. I don't even remember his name. And that's not saying much because I don't remember anyone's name because I'm just an asshole. Anyways, not really. My brain doesn't work that way. Anyways, the other thing is that I just can't, like, who cares about these characters? I've never met someone who's like, you know what? Arno, that's his name. I've never met anyone who's like, Arno, man, I could relate to that character. No, you couldn't, because he was like a weird character. Like, you know, nah. I don't know, maybe they took, like, from, like, another character in history and made it that way. But I don't know, I really like the kind of sarcastic, you know, kind of kid who doesn't really take the rules of the Brotherhood too seriously until he grows up, you know, which is amazing. And that's kind of the same thing with Black Flag's character, which I cannot remember. Fuck. And that's like really cool character, too. I like his character a lot. I really hope this character is relatable. I guess that's the best way I could say it, and that's weird to say, but it's true. Because, you know, it's an assassin. How can he be relatable? But with fucking Ezio, again, I felt like he was that kind of like that boyish charm who kind of just was like, haha, like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. They really did Ezio well, in my opinion. I love the 3 games or the 4 or 5 games. But yeah, with this character, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to, you know, be like, hop on board, because it seems like he's again kind of that. I don't know. I haven't seen too much of him, so I'm not going to say shit, but from what I could see in the trailer, he did seem a bit, I don't know, there's hope. Now that I think about it, there is hope, because he did seem like he was kind of that kiddie rogue kind of character, which is nice, because he wants, basically what your outlook for the next game is to basically conquer London. There's gangs, which I imagine one of them, they're all going to be ruled by Templars, and you're playing the Brotherhood or playing the Assassins, and you're going to basically dominate London and get up all the areas and make everything a better place, because right now, London is in, like, the age of industry, which is the age of, like, you know, the poor get shit on, the rich people don't even know where their money's coming from, but they flaunt it anyway. And that's kind of where you're at in the storyline. You're playing the kind of like the squatters almost. That's amazing, and it shows like a brawl fight, which I think is awesome, where you just basically just points and it's like, men kill shit, and then it does. And it doesn't seem, and they mentioned that there was not going to be so much combat where you're like your teammates don't matter at all. Like sometimes you'll have like assassins that are fighting alongside you, but no enemy gives a shit. Like they'll like just get maybe punched one time by your assassin. But for the most part, they're gunning for your throat, which is stupid. In a brawl, you're going to be fighting whoever's closest to you, which is really cool because you, as an assassin, you could like sneak behind him and punch him in the back of the head, and it's like, okay, fuck everything like honor. I'm going to go for the win, which is, I think it's perfect. Also, there is a fucking revolver, so that's cool. One thing that I'm really interested to see how it plays out, and is they have a new weapon called the grappling hook, which you can basically just latch along to like a building and just zing yourself up, which sounds pretty amazing. And then I like the hand combat, where again, one of his main weapons is a fist, is like brass knuckles. So we can just break faces, which makes sense. I feel like, you know, because if you're beating people up, your fists are gonna fucking hurt like crazy. But for him, he had got like these brass knuckles, which makes sense because he's not exactly like a big, strong guy. So it makes sense that he needs that sharp metal just to break open someone's face, which, if you see some of the dudes he's going up against, bitches are massive, like crazy big. So it makes sense that he would have that advantage, and also it makes sense that assassins would kind of incorporate that into their thing. And as of what he looks like, I think is awesome, like his like kind of whole collar thing going on. The only thing that I don't like is the top hat. I really hope you can just wear a hood, because that's something that kind of weirds me out. I don't like the fact that he has a top hat. It is an alpha footage, so it's not like nothing's set in stone yet. But yeah, London is by far one of the like coolest places to visit. In my personal opinion, that in Japan are like the only thing that I want to see from the Assassin's Creed thing yet. And yeah, and then a Viking one, maybe like in the mountains with like a Viking assassin, that'd be pretty sweet. Those are like the 3 ones I really want to see a game from, and London is one of them. So I'm excited for this. And also the way they laid it out looks like an Assassin's game. They basically improved it a margin, which is somewhat acceptable. Basically, like, there's throwing knives now, and he actually zooms in, and when he whips the throwing knife in him, you can see exactly where it impacts and exactly where like the physics will hit and it'll drop. So it's basically not like in the old Assassin's Creed games where you look at someone do this, you see like a tiny little thing follow them, and then they just go ugh, and they die, which makes sense that there's physics. So when you whip a knife at someone, their head, they just like fucking drop back, which is kind of cool. I appreciate that. And again, the world is what I want to see. Alright guys, so this is me in post, and I forgot a couple things about Assassin's Creed. Syndicate is what it's called. My bad, I'm bad with names. Anyways, so the one thing I want to tell you guys about is it's pretty good for anyone who's kind of hesitant on even getting remotely happy about this game, is it's not made by the same people that made Unity or even most of the Assassin's Creed games. It's actually someone from Quebec, which is actually pretty cool because it's from Canada, so I'm like even more like, oh, my country. Anyways, but the other thing is that they made Brotherhood, which is actually one of my favorite, no, it is probably my favorite Assassin's Creed games, because that's when they started introducing your assassin order, which also is another thing I should point out that I'm kind of hoping that they have in the game, is where you can now command assassins or command, I don't know, some sort of, because it looks like you have a gang, right? So to command your gang to do something at any moment would be amazing, kind of like your assassins would, because for some reason the Assassin's Creed games have kind of spread apart from having your like assassins to kill people, which is kind of annoying in my personal opinion. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is they scrapped the whole stealth. Well, we're not sure if they scrapped the whole stealth thing entirely. Like, you could probably still stealth with like groups. But for the most part, there is a button now that you stealth, and you are in stealth mode, which is really cool. I think that's a massive improvement, because honestly, it's kind of awkward knowing that you, I don't know, like diving in between, like, you know, groups is kind of weird for me. Like, it's gotten old too. Like, we've done it for like 7 games. I'm glad they're getting rid of that to the point where we can like hide behind like barrels and shit like that, and try to, you know, like a traditional stealth game that we're kind of used to at this point, with games like Dishonored or Far Cry, you know, that kind of thing. We're more used to kind of just hiding behind shit, opposed to like trying to blend into a crowd. Mind you, you're fucking wearing a dark ass uniform and a hood. Doesn't really make sense. But anyways, nevertheless, that's pretty cool, and I really like the fact that that is now a stealth button you hit. Also, the AI looks a little bit more dynamic, kind of like looking at you like, what the fuck? Like, this guy's just hunched over, looking all shady as fuck. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it on Assassin's Creed. So that's it. So if you guys only wanted to come here for the Assassin's Creed, talking about it, getting all excited for it, or maybe me trying to convince you that maybe it's not shit, maybe it is. I don't know. We haven't seen anything yet. It's alpha footage. Calm the fuck down, internet. Anyways, so the next thing, guys, I'm going to talk about is just some channel stuff. So if you guys do not give a shit about that, then just click off. But if you do, I want to know what's coming and what I'm going to do with the Wicher and Destiny, sorry, then stick around. And yeah, guys, next Anyways, that's enough for Assassin's Creed. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm actually pretty hyped for it. I am pretty on the board. Most people really have a bad taste in their mouth from Unity, which is understandable. It was not like, did not have a lot of stuff right. And again, it's probably like my least favorite from all the Assassin's Creed games, just because, again, I don't know, you had a good thing going, Assassin's Creed. You didn't need to invite multiplayer. You already kind of had a version of that, which is doing well. You didn't need to bring other people into your game. Like, Assassin's Creed games have always been a single-player experience, and they're for people that want to see a beautiful world. That's like the main attraction to Assassin's Creed games. Also, just the brutality of combat, and also assassinating people. Like, those are like the three things that most Assassin's Creed fans go. Anyways, that was like 13 seconds, or 13 minutes of me talking about Assassin's Creed, so let's end that. Long story short, hype for it. I don't want to hear about Unity anymore. That's dead in the water for me. But I'm excited. I am excited for this one, but I do not like the hat. I do not like the top hat that he wears. It's annoying. It kind of gives me a weird, I don't know. I don't like it. Anyways, the other thing, guys, is for my channel-wise, right in the current moment, is basically, motherfucker, basically always is in there. I want to get rid of it. That's why I keep bringing it up, so like I can just be like, stop myself. But I can't. Like I'll see it in editing, and I want to bleep myself out from saying it. Anyways, guys, I actually want to experiment with some things on my channel in terms of editing, and they're not going to be something that I'm particularly, like, I know is going to get a lot of views or anything like that. Basically, what I want to do is I want to make guides. I want to get into the rhythm of not even guides, just like videos for helpful tips or something like that, because Destiny's coming out and I really want to make those videos, and I just never have because I've always been a little bit worried to do so because I don't have any experience in that manner. So basically, before the 19th happens, I want to try to push out just guides of random videos. So if you guys are wondering why the fuck those are happening, that's why. It's because I'm trying to get a little bit of practice in. Just to kind of wrap my head around those types of videos and how to portray those types of videos and what I want those videos to be, to kind of mess around in the water. So yeah, with that being said, that's what those videos are going to be. If you guys see like a random Saints Row, how to pass a certain trial, like how to pass an activity, then that's what that is. It's just me trying to practice. Don't laugh, it's just me wanting to make a good video. Especially when I'm about to jump into the realm of Destiny, which are a lot of hardcore Destiny players, which are probably going to eat me alive if I don't do it justice, so that's why. Anyways, so Destiny and The Wicher. Those games, how it's going to work is Destiny's going to come first, just because Destiny, to me, is going to be the thing that's really going to need attention, where The Wicher is going to kind of always be there. And don't get me wrong, I will try to, like, there are only going to be like 3 days gap. Like, for instance, there may be like 3 days where I play just, let's explain it like this. From the 19th to like 3 days after that, that's probably going to be when I'm going to be playing Destiny. And then as soon as those 3 days are up, or even maybe before then, maybe if I feel like I can juggle both, I'll try that. Long story short, guys, going to be in both. I'm going to be trying to give you guys Destiny videos and also the Wicher videos, just because I know those are kind of the two things that make up my channel, is like fantasy open world games to a fast-paced, tight first-person shooter. Those are kind of like the two elements on my channel that are what you guys seem to enjoy really a lot. And honestly, I like playing those games the most. I like open world games and like first-person shooters that are really, really good with controls, like really have a tight control set, which is awesome. On a side note, this randomly just popped in my head, The Division got delayed till next year, which is bullshit. Same with Dead Island 2. There's Riptide, and that, no, it's Dead Island 2. Yeah, no, it's Dead Island 2. That's kind of shitty. Those are like my two games I was like, oh my god, like that's amazing, cannot wait to play them. And now we got this, so yeah, kind of bummed about those two games being pushed back to 2016. But we have The Wicher, The Wicher is getting ridiculously good views. Like, it's getting like Game of the Year views, which is insane. Like, it's getting 93s as like the lowest one I've seen, and those are from like some pretty reputable sources, like not some asshole IGN. I'm sorry, IGN, but let's be real, you kind of ruined your review settings just because of everything that's happened. But anyways, IGN, I haven't looked at theirs, but I'm assuming it's high. Haven't heard one person that hasn't said a good thing about it, so I have high expectations for that game. Destiny, I just have a lot of hype because from all the work that Bungie's been doing with the game and like with the community. I'm just like, okay, yeah, no, I'm on board. I cannot wait to play those two games. So the 19th cannot come any sooner. But in the time span with videos that you're going to be getting in the from here to the 19th are going to be Wolfenstein, the Old Blood, which I wasn't really sure about those videos, but you guys seem to like them, so I'm going to keep editing them and making them. I'm still editing the first sitting. I recorded a bunch the first sitting. And then I'm going to try to be getting guys some of those freaking the guides, the kind of helpful tips and tricks videos, which I'm not sure what they're going to be, but I want them to happen. So yeah. Anyways, guys, that's gonna go ahead and end this video. Oh, on a side note, guys, I do have something to tell you, and it's pretty neat. I wouldn't call it that. Basically, I always wanted an intro to my videos, guys. I really did. And I actually went through a lot of drama trying to get one. Don't ask. It was a whole thing. Anyways, so I really wanted an intro for my videos, and I actually paid like $50 for one. Drama again happened. Anyways, so I decided, screw it, let's make a quick intro with something that's not complicated, something that kind of speaks about my channel, and something that also is kind of like a throwback to something I've done for the entire span of my channel. So basically, guys, one of the things that I've always done for my videos since way back when, like since the first 3 months that I've started my channel, was my outro, which is thank you guys so much for watching as always, and then a wink. So I go, thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I always have done that, always. I don't know why, it's even weird. If you go back to when I didn't even have face cam, I did it then. Like, it didn't make any sense, but I always did. I was like, thank you guys so much for watching as always, and later, guys. And like, again, I didn't have any face cam, so no one could see me wink. It was just like, I don't know, I always did it. So, that was something that I wanted to do, and it's gonna be really fast. It's not gonna be like a 15-minute intro, which are annoying. It's gonna be something quick, clean, get to the next bit of the video, and yeah, so I'm gonna outro this on that. So anyways, guys, here's the video. It's not like anything glamorous. It's just something quick, clean, and fast, but also something to keep in your mind, I guess, from when you see the video, when you enter the video. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching as always, and later, guys.